On the night of May 15th, residents in one county in southern China went to sleep under heavy rain warnings. By dawn, entire streets had turned into rivers. Cars floated through intersections. Shops disappeared beneath muddy floodwater. Rescue boats moved through residential neighborhoods in darkness as emergency teams rushed door to door. And yet, despite one of the most intense localized rainstorms the region has seen in years, officials say something remarkable happened. Not a single death was reported. This is the story of the devastating flash floods that struck Shangyou County in Jiangxi Province, China. The disaster unfolded in Shangyou County, part of Ganzhou City in southern Jiangxi Province. The worst hit areas included Dongshan Town, Meishui Township, Dushui Town, and Huangbu Town, mountainous and low-lying communities especially vulnerable to sudden flooding. According to Chinese meteorological authorities, rainfall intensified rapidly late on the evening of May 15th. Initial weather alerts escalated within hours. At around 10:22 p.m., a yellow rainstorm warning was issued. Less than an hour later, the warning was upgraded to orange. Then, just after midnight on May 16th, authorities issued the highest level red rainstorm warning as rainfall rates exploded across the region. One weather station in Meishui Township recorded an astonishing 237 millimeters of rain in less than 24 hours. In Dongshan Town alone, more than 133 millimeters fell in roughly 3 hours. That amount of rain, concentrated into such a short period, overwhelmed drainage systems almost instantly. Videos shared online showed streets transforming into fast-moving channels of water. Small cars drifted helplessly through intersections like floating debris. Entire ground floors of apartment buildings disappeared beneath floodwater. Residents described the event as sudden and terrifying. One merchant along Gaoyuan Road said the rain intensified around 10 p.m. and never stopped through the night. By 2 a.m., he said, government rescue teams were already using inflatable boats to evacuate trapped residents. Another shop owner arrived at his business around sunrise, only to find his merchandise floating inside muddy water. He described streets submerged knee-deep in some places, and over a meter deep in others. In Dongshan Town's Lotus Pond Sunshine Garden residential complex, floodwaters reportedly rose to around 1 meter on the ground floor. Power and water supplies were cut off in several neighborhoods during the height of the flooding. Emergency crews later rescued an elderly paralyzed resident from one flooded apartment building, carrying the individual to safety as waters continued rising around them. Officials say the flooding was caused by an extremely intense convective weather system fueled by warm, moisture-rich air flowing into southern China. Meteorologists believe the storm may have involved what's known as a training effect, where powerful storm cells repeatedly move over the same area, dumping enormous amounts of rain in a short time. The geography of Shangyou County made the situation even worse. The region's mountainous terrain funnels runoff rapidly into rivers and urban valleys. Small tributaries connected to the upper Ganjiang River rose above warning levels overnight, contributing to widespread flash flooding and dangerous water surges. Minor landslides were also reported in some areas, blocking roads and complicating rescue operations. But amid the destruction, authorities are emphasizing what they call a successful emergency response. Shangyou County activated a Level 3 flood emergency response as conditions worsened. More than 500 emergency personnel, including firefighters, police, highway crews, and rescue teams, were mobilized. Inflatable boats and rescue craft were deployed into the deepest flood zones overnight. By the afternoon of May 16th, officials said 1,147 residents from 492 households had been safely evacuated and relocated. As of May 17th, Chinese state media and emergency management agencies continued reporting 0 deaths, 0 injuries, and 0 missing persons. For many observers, that may become one of the defining aspects of this disaster, because while the flooding caused severe disruption, damaging homes, businesses, roads, utilities, and likely agriculture, early warnings and rapid evacuations appear to have prevented a much greater tragedy. Now, attention is shifting toward recovery. Floodwaters have started receding in many parts of Shangyou County, but cleanup operations remain underway. Crews are draining flooded streets, disinfecting affected areas, restoring electricity and water services, and assessing infrastructure damage. Economic losses are still being calculated. And the danger may not be over yet. China's National Meteorological Center renewed a yellow rainstorm alert on May 17th, warning that more heavy rainfall could affect parts of Jiangxi and surrounding provinces through May 18th and 19th. That continuing rain raises concerns about secondary disasters, including additional flooding and landslides in already saturated ground. The event is also renewing broader questions about extreme weather in southern China. In recent years, short-duration, high-intensity rainfall events have become increasingly common across parts of the country. Scientists continue studying how climate variability and warming temperatures may be influencing these storms. For communities like Shangyou County, the challenge now is not only rebuilding after this flood, but preparing for what may come next. Because in just a few hours, one night of rain transformed ordinary streets into disaster zones. And for thousands of residents in Jiangxi Province, that night will not soon be forgotten. If you found this report informative, subscribe for continuing coverage of extreme weather and natural disasters around the world. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.